based on the continuation of the Jurassic universe from the first two movies. Jurassic World was released in 2015 to a great deal of controversy. American producer, director, and screenwriter Colin Trevorrow is behind the camera, and Derek Connolly, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver wrote the screenplay, 22 years after the events of John Hammond's Jurassic Park. The first installment of the Jurassic World franchise takes place, operating on the same island, Isla Nublar, where the first park previously garnered attention. The park, now known as Jurassic World, is a worldwide success. Masrani Global Corporation purchased InGen's assets and eventually established a new dinosaur theme park on the island called Jurassic World. Years after the Jurassic Park tragedy on Isla Nublar, Zach and Gray Mitchell, brothers, go to the park where their Aunt Claire Deering manages operations. She gives Zara, her assistant, the task of guiding them, but they avoid her and go exploring alone. Owen Grady, an ethologist and veteran of the Navy, has been studying the intelligence of Blue, Charlie, Delta, and Echo while training a Velociraptor squad. Vic Hoskins, the chief of InGen Security, thinks the Raptors can be used as weapons because they can obey orders, but Owen and his aide Barry strongly disagree. Claire and Simon Masrani, owner of Jurassic World, examine the Indominus Rex, a genetically modified dinosaur developed by geneticist Dr. Henry Wu. The park's newest planned attraction, Owen is tasked by Masrani to assess the security of the cage. Owen cautions Claire that the Indominus is dangerous and unpredictable due to its lack of social skills. Owen and two other employees look into the Indominus's apparent escape. Owen survives until the dinosaur, which can camouflage itself and conceal its heat signature, unexpectedly shows up and eats the other two men. The Indominus breaks out of its paddock and enters the interior of the island. In an attempt to save his company's investment, Masrani sends a unit to use non-lethal weapons to subdue it despite Owen's insistence that it be destroyed. Claire orders the evacuation of the northern sector after the unit is murdered, and Masrani confronts Wu on the Indominus design. Zach and Gray drive through a restricted area while touring the park. The boys barely escape when the Indominus shows up and wrecks the car. After repairing an old Jeep Wrangler and discovering the remains of the original Jurassic Park Visitor Center, they return to the park resort. Claire and Owen also barely escape the Indominus as they look for the boys. The Indominus intrudes inside the park's aviary, while Masrani and two troops are hunting it by helicopter. Startled by the Indominus, the Pteranodons and Dimorphodons escape the aviary and fall into Masrani's helicopter, killing its occupants. A Mosasaurus devours Zara after the liberated pterosaurs descend on the resort and assault everyone. As armed guards shoot down the pterosaurs, Zach and Gray discover Owen and Claire at the resort. Owen grudgingly obeys Hoskins's command and leads the assault with the raptors after he gives the order to employ them to track the Indominus. The dinosaurs discover it and start talking to each other. The Indominus usurps Owen's leadership of the raptors and becomes the new alpha of the pack after Owen discovers that it possesses Velociraptor DNA. The Indominus is fired upon by soldiers, but it manages to get away. Charlie is killed in the commotion, and the majority of the soldiers are massacred by raptors. To safeguard his research, Hoskins removes Wu and the dinosaur embryos from the island. Before the Indominus resurfaces, Owen mends his relationship with the three raptors that are still alive. The hybrid is attacked by raptors, but Blue is rendered comatose, and Delta and Echo are killed. Claire lures the Tyrannosaurus Rex C to the Indominus after releasing it from its corral. The Indominus eventually defeats the Tyrannosaurus after the dinosaurs attack one another, but Blue bounces back and rejoins the fight. The Indominus is cornered at the edge of the lagoon after the two battle it, and the Mosasaurus drags it underwater. The island is once more deserted once the survivors are evacuated. Owen and Claire make the decision to be together, while Zach and Gray get back together with their parents. However, the adventure park is concealing a sinister and vicious transgenic dinosaur amid all of the fun and excitement. Hell breaks free when the genetically modified beast escapes its confines. In the midst of this mayhem, there are 4 of the most intelligent, carnivorous dinosaurs released, 2 missing nephews, a corrupted aviary with the owner deceased, and a hostile warmonger intent on utilizing velociraptors as the new generation of warheads. The Indominus Rex is a dinosaur hybrid that was created by humans using a number of different species, such as the Tyrannosaurus Rex and, as the second half of the movie reveals, the Velociraptor, In addition to these lethal traits of strength and intelligence, the Irex can conceal and camouflage its heat signature, which is best illustrated by the way it tricks park officials into letting it go. Out of sheer strength, the beast had attempted to get out of its cage. Unable to do so, the Irex exposes itself to the officials by leaving scratch marks on a neighboring wall. Additionally, it conceals its heat signature and camouflages itself. Claire can't locate the Irex on the vigilance system when she and Owen arrive in the paddock to check its structural soundness. The scratches on the walls catch Owen's attention. Both come to the conclusion that the Irex has somehow gotten away with it. Claire calls them to find the dinosaur as she rushes to the control room. Owen and two other guards, meanwhile, enter the paddock to examine how the Irex managed to get out of such a high-security location. Claire is informed by the control room that both the animal and humans are within the paddock. The two guards are killed when the hidden Irex reveals herself and releases herself. On a field tour vehicle, the two brothers drive into a restricted location that is off-network. They both jump and hide till the Irex disappears after it unexpectedly shows up and follows them to the waterfall. After repairing an ancient Jeep and discovering the remains of the former Jurassic Park control center, Zach and Gray make their way to the resort in the island's north. They run into Claire and Owen there. Hoskins unleashes the four velociraptors whose behavior Owen is analyzing in a crazy scheme to fight the Irex. Owen joins the operation grudgingly. The Irex is successfully located by the raptors, but they appear to speak with it at a pivotal point. The plot goes haywire when Owen discovers that the Irex is partially a raptor. Owen is not the new alpha for the raptors. The majority of the private soldiers are killed when the raptors assault the group. The group arrives at the lab, but everyone has already been evacuated. With the raptors still at large, Hoskins' crew, working with Dr. Henry Wu, the scientist behind the Irex idea, takes the genetic material from the dinosaurs. When one of the raptors in the lab kills him, his faulty theory of taming them comes to pass. When Irex shows up, the quartet is in a difficult situation after running from the raptors. But once Owen rebuilds his relationship with the raptors, they launch a futile attack on the hybrid. Claire hurries to the T-Rex paddock and draws it to the Irex, where the other three are trapped when Gray cries that they need more teeth. Blue intervenes to assist during a confrontation between the T-Rex and Irex. When Irex gets near the lagoon, Mosasaurus ultimately drags him under. After thanking Blue for his assistance, the T-Rex departs the group and heads into the wilderness. Everyone is safe and well in the refugee shelter, where Claire meets her sister and Zach and Gray meet their parents.